Hey everybody, I hope you're all well and having a good week. So I'm making some more cards, and these are some that I made last week. I didn't record a video for this because I didn't really have time, but I'm going to make some similar. These are made with natural inks as a background and then watercolour on the top, my natural pigment watercolours. And I've got these star transfers, not transfers, you know what you call this. I've had a complete blank. And I'm going to try painting with some really old walnut ink that's gone quite thick and quite grainy. I'm just going to see if I can get a print, because I fancied some starry backgrounds. And I don't know why I'm going with brown stars, but I thought that would be nice, just as like maybe around the edges. And then I'm going to paint a little scene in the middle. So let's just have a go and see. I'm going to start over here and just see. So I don't always have very good experience with doing this with inks, but we're going to see. I thought with this ink being quite thick and old, it might work well. I'm not doing all of the stars, I'm just doing around some of the edges. Of this one anyway. I might do a different one. Right, what I'm going to do is just let that dry a second before I lift it off, because some of the ink, I'm just going to take off some of the excess, because what tends to happen is that the ink pulls because it's not thick like paint. And I'm just going to try lifting it off and see what we've got. Actually, that's not too bad. Pretty happy with that. That's okay. Let's do another one. I'm just going to wipe off some of the excess ink though, so that it doesn't all transfer through. You want the back to be nice and clean. I'm going to try it this way again, just because I'm going to use the bottom part this time. I might do a whole background of stars this time, just over the centre. It doesn't matter if some of the ink spreads out a little bit, because I'm going to be doing some kind of abstract backgrounds anyway. Now it looks like we've got some pooling under there, so let's see what happens when we take this one off. That one went a bit wrong, too much ink there, but that's okay because we can use it as a nice background. I'm going to try really cleaning it off this time. I think I had some wet ink at the back last time. You never know with these transfers whether they can work out, how they're going to work out. I'm just going to stay away from the ones that's wet. I think I just used a little bit too much ink. That's it. Yeah, what's happening is the ink is pooling in underneath because I used too much. Must have used the right amount for the first one. But that's okay, because what I'll do is get another paintbrush and just start to get some nice background. By blending in some of these stars. Let's have a few kind of dribbles, because I'm going to paint just some tree scenes, inky tree scenes over this. I'll just do a few splashes. So I just wanted some nice abstracty backgrounds. So let me try this again, but with this smaller brush. I'm actually deciding that I quite like these spread out inks now, so I'm going to go with that. But just have a few stars there where I don't have a lot of ink on the brush. I don't know why I fancied a starry zine, I just thought it would be nice. So I'm going to carry on with this, and then I'm going to let it dry, and then when we come back I'm going to get my fountain pen and some ink, and we're going to start inking some scenes. Whilst those ones are drying, I thought I'd just show you how I make up the other cards. I'm just cutting out. It doesn't really matter whether these are completely straight, because I'm going to tear off the edges. I'm just showing you how I go about the whole process. Okay, so I've got 6 little bits of card now that I want for cards. So I need to decide whether I want these as straight edges to sit on the card. This is the card I'll be using. It's a recycled paper, and they come pre-bent. So you just need to fold them to wherever you want them. And they're quite nice. It's the first time I've used this particular card. So do I want it just to be sat in a square like that, in which case I just need to tidy up these edges and make it to the size that I want, or do I want them to have torn edges? And I think for these ones, I think I'm going to go with square edges. So what I'm going to do is just tidy up and make them the size that I want them to be. So these cutting mats are pretty good because you can line up top to bottom. I'm just going to trim a little bit off the top because there's a little bit of a pencil mark there that probably won't run out now. Rub out, I mean. I'm sorry the camera's wobbling, it's because the table's a little bit wobbly. So I just want to chop away some of that pencil mark there. And I'm going to cut that little bit off the bottom. And then once that's to the size and how you want it, then all you need to do is stick it to your card. Now, I don't bother with measurement tools. If you want it to be completely precise, you can measure the center of your card. I just do it by eye. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Pritt stick, and I'm going to get another piece of card just to do the glue on. Save my cutting board. And I'm just going to glue mainly around the edges. And I'm going to get my card, visualize roughly where I want it to sit, and then stick it down, and I'm going to use the other side of the board just to press it down, the bit that I didn't glue. And then that's it. What I always do is just initial when I've done these handmade cards, and then leave them aside to dry, and once they're all dry I'll put them all in their envelopes and they'll be ready to go. Just needs a little bit more sticking down there, so I'm just gonna a little bit more glue there. There we are, and there's one card. So now I just need to do that another 5 times. So I'm going to do that whilst they're drying, and then we'll get back to some inking. Let's get on with doing some ink sketching. I really enjoy using a quill and ink pen to sketch with. I have no idea what I'm going to sketch. I'm just seeing what happens. Probably be a tree. Pretty sure it's going to be a tree, maybe with a cat and some birds in it. So I've done all of the backgrounds, as you can see, and I'm just going to take a few minutes. I'm going to try and do these really quickly, because I never like each card to take longer than about 10-15 minutes per card. So probably do a 5-minute sketch, 5-ish minute sketch for each one. Maybe a bit longer, we'll see how it goes. done 3 little sketches so far, so just have a look at my shorts for the final sketches, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.